Shadows of a smile, a life without joy. This is the story of Amara, a woman whose life was marked by the absence of joy. Her journey through hardship, struggle, and loneliness may have dimmed the light in her eyes, but her resilience shone in ways most never saw. This is the untold tales of a life lived, born into a world where happiness seemed to slip through her fingers like sand. Her mother, exhausted by life's burden, never smiled. Her father, a distant figure, worked endlessly but was never able to provide the warmth or affection she craved. As a child, she often watched other children laugh and play. She was too quiet to join in, and they, in turn, never noticed her. By the time she was 16, Amara had learned to accept silence as a constant companion. She did well in school, but nothing she did ever seemed to make her parents proud. Her father believed in hard work, but never once told her she was enough. In her heart, a deep emptiness grew, but she was determined to provide herself worthy of love and of happiness. Amara's early adulthood was not different. She moved into the city seeking opportunities, but life in the bustling streets was just as lonely as it had been in the village. She took up work as seamless, her hands constantly stitching fabric together. Though she felt her own life was unrevealing, every morning she told herself that happiness would come with the next promotion, the next paycheck, and the next milestone. But it did not. Each day was a repeat of the last. She had no friends, no family, no close relative. All by herself, through her sewing, brought in enough to survive. It wasn't enough to live. Amara longed for more, but her life was a quiet, endless routing day after day, hours after hours, with nothing but the hum of her sewing machine to keep her company. Love to pass her by. In her heart, she dreamed of a man who would see her, understand her, and bring warmth to the cold space inside her heart. But man or men rarely noticed Tamara. She was invisible to the world, a shadow in the background of other lives. There was a man once. She shared coffee, exchanged smiles, and even talked of the future. But like everything in Amara's life, it faded before it could blossom. He never called again, and she never asked why. Disappointment was a familiar companion by now. As the years slipped by, Amara became accustomed to a life without colors. Her dreams of love, family, and success had long been abandoned, replaced by the simple hope of making it through another day. Each wrinkle on her face told a story of hardship, each gray hair a reminder of the time she spent waiting for happiness that never arrived. Despite the loneliness that enveloped her, Amara never let the bitterness consume her. She still found beauty in the laughter of children, in the colors of the sky at sunset, and in the small moments of kindness she witnessed from afar. But her own life remained untouched by joy, like a flower that never received sunlight. Amara's life may have been devoid of the grand moments of happiness she once dreamed of, but she never stopped asking or seeking delight in the small things. She found solace in the bare feast of smile, in the quiet beauty of nature, and in the simple act of waking up each day. Her life was not defined by the happiness she never found, but by the resilience she showed in its absence. Amara's story is no one of joy, but of survivor. She lived in the shadows, yes, but even in the darkest corner of our world, there were moments of light, tiny, flecting, but enough to keep her moving forward. In the end, perhaps that was a quiet triumph that despite it all, she never gave up. And so, as the sun sets on her story, we remembered Amara not for happiness she never knew, but for the strength she carried in her heart. For in a world that never showed her kindness, she continued to walk forward one step at a time. Amara, in her 50s, still working as a seamstress in a small, dimly lit apartment. For decades, Amara lived a life that seems defined by struggle, loneliness, and disappointment. Yet, even as time wore on, something in her heart refused to die and embalm on quiet hope. Though happiness had never been a companion, Amara continued to work hard, taking pride in her craft. She stitched each seam with care, every thread a testament to her resilience. Her sewing skill had started growing remarkable for over the test of time, over years. Though few noticed, she created beautiful peace, but in the quiet corner of her life, there seemed to be no one who truly valued them until one day when everything changed. On an ordinary afternoon at the market, Amara walk caught the attention of someone who would change the course of her life. A customer, a wealthy woman named Miss Okezie, saw the craftsmanship in Amara designs and was captivated by the elegance and details. She had never seen such intricate work from anyone in the city. Miss Okezie gently touches the fabric, her eyes widely open in appreciation. She turns to Amara. Who made this dress? The stitches is flawless. It was made by Amara, someone says. The seamstress in our village. She's been doing this for years. Miss Okezie, intrigued, sought out in a tiny shop. What she found was a woman who had spent her life working in quiet solitude, pouring her heart into every piece she had made. Though no one has truly seen her talent for what it was, Miss Okezie stepped into Amara's shop. The clothed space filled with fabric and half finished garments. Amara looked up from her sewing, surprised to see such a well dressed woman in her humble space. Okezie asked Amara, these are remarkable. Why have I never had it from anyone before? Why have I never heard of you before? I am just a simple seamstress, ma'am. I sew for those who need it. Miss Okezie saw more than just a simple seamstress. She saw potentials, skills, and beauty in every stitch. And for the first time in her life, someone else saw Amara for what she truly was, an artist, a master of her craft. Miss Okezie offers Amara an opportunity. I have connections with a fashion house in the city. I want to introduce them to your work. You have a gift, and the world needs to see it. For the first time, Amara was offered a chance.